Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I know that I posted the New Year's Eve video and I said Happy New Year in there, but this is the first video going up. No, it's not. Happy New Year, let's just say that. I am in a new spot. I'm still in my room, but my brother got me a ring light for Christmas, and so I can film wherever I want now. I did actually my sister-in-law, who's my brother's wife, gave me a lighting kit, I think 2 years ago, and it works really well as two, but you have to like set it up, and that's for more like, the kids are... I forgot what I was saying, but I'm excited to be in a new spot. I could film like in the living room or wherever now. I don't have to sit in front of a window, but I'm still... Sorry, I got a hair. I'm still in my room because my niece and my nephew and Piper are here, and you can hear them. They're being very loud. They're being kids. Got some coffee. We're gonna talk about some resolutions today. I don't really know how to start this because I don't really have like, let me think. I should have thought before I sat down to do this. One of my thoughts is ignore my cold sore. I feel like I've said this in like 5 videos now. It's almost better. Maybe I should scoot back so you don't have to stare at it too much. Let me go get my resolutions from last year because I want to go through those too. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to go over my 2020 resolutions. I did this last year, kind of let you guys know what I failed on. I don't really call it failing, but you guys know. So I wrote it all down on this sheet of paper, and it's been in my office up on my bulletin board so I can look at it. 2020 was a year, wasn't it? Lose 15 pounds and be healthy. That did not happen. I'm still the same weight I was at the beginning of 2020. So I lost some weight, gained some weight, lost some weight, gained some weight. So I'm still at the same number of pounds. Maybe this is just the number of pounds I'm gonna be, I don't know. I wrote make a certain amount of money per month for work, and I wrote down a certain amount of money. That did not happen either, which I'm gonna actually talk about the work stuff in a little bit. 365 daily devotions. I did do that. I did that. My mom got me a daily devotions book for mothers on Christmas last year. And so on January 1st, I started my 365 days. I think there were probably a handful, I would say like 6 or 7 days where I missed. And it was usually because we were out of town or just the day got crazy and I didn't wake up early enough to do it by myself, and I would just do 2 the next day. But overall, I did all 365, and most of them were on the actual day. So I'm really proud of myself for that. They had like verses in them, and it was really geared towards mothers, and it really had like set my day up good in the mornings when I did it in the mornings. Which brings me to my next point, be a morning person. I would say I didn't fail that, but it's kind of like wishy-washy. I want to be a morning person really, really bad. I like getting up before my kids. I like having quiet time in the morning. I like a slower morning. I don't like my kids to wake me up, and I don't like to have to like rush into doing something as soon as I wake up. So I want to be a morning person. It's just so hard to actually get out of bed. That's the whole part that I need to work on. I don't know. I would say about 75% of the mornings of 2020, I was up before the kids. Especially when we got our new puppy, Bagheera, in October. He was waking up like at 5:30, so there really wasn't a choice. So I had to get up. And then there were some Saturdays where Chris would get up with the dog and I would sleep in, and I could really only sleep until like 8. And then I was just wide awake. But then I felt like on those days, it was nice to lay in bed. It felt nice when I was actually in the bed. But then when I got out of the bed, I just felt like my day was just thrown off. So I don't want to say I don't want to ever sleep in again, because that's something that I just don't want to say. But I just always feel like those days are a little more rushed when I don't get up early. Serve others, that was on there. I did not do that. I didn't serve others. There was a few things that I did for others, but not what I intended when I wrote that down. But I'm gonna blame that on COVID because I haven't really been able to be around others to actually serve them. I guess I could have put like baskets together for people and left them on their doorstep, or, you know, if someone needed something from me, I don't know. I could have done more even with COVID, but I didn't. And I just didn't do that. So 1 date per month with Chris. We did this, but it didn't look like what I thought it would again. So January and February, we did a date night, which I was really proud of us. And then February is when COVID hit. And then February, I don't know, there was a few months where we just did at-home date nights. Chris and I, usually when we put the kids to bed, I go off and do my thing. He goes off and does his thing. Sometimes we'll have a show that we like to watch together. Otherwise, that's just our time to like shut off and be done for the day. So it really was nice to have like a specific time to be like, all right, this night we're putting the kids to bed and then we're gonna be together, whether we watched movies. One of the times we waited and cooked pizza together. We did a puzzle together one of the nights. We did a video game the other night. So there was just a bunch of different things that we did, but we made it into a date night. Because there are some nights where we'll watch a show together or a movie together, but that's not like an intentional date night where we like sit down and talk and then do something. So we did a lot of those. And then there were other months after COVID kind of diminished a little bit in like October, November, where we would like go to a store together with somebody else watching our kids, and we counted that as our date, which is pretty sad. Like one of the times we were in Charlotte and we went to IKEA, and then we just went out to lunch after that, and I counted that as our date because we were by ourselves. We got to chat, we ate some food. So we did do that. We did have 1 date per month, which was nice. And I'm hoping to do that in 2021 as well. It's not on my resolution list, but I really do feel like we needed that, and that was good. 1 date per month with kids, I did not do that, and that's kind of sad. And I do feel like Jane has mentioned a few times during the year that she wanted alone time with me or just time with Dad. Chris did take, he did it with all three, where he would take, like, I remember one of the times he took Jane to McDonald's and they ate in the car. I think he did that with Piper as well. He took Jackson somewhere at one point. Jane's had a few sleepovers with Chris and I where she's gotten to stay up late and have a treat and watch a movie with just us. So we tried doing that, but it definitely, again, wasn't what I pictured when I wrote that down in January of 2020. I was thinking to take them somewhere special, to get ice cream, to a store or something, you know, and we just didn't get to do that, again, because of COVID. So that was all my 2020 resolutions. I did okay. I don't beat myself up over resolutions. I really just write it down, like I said, on a piece of paper. I like to stick it where I can see it every day in my office and just kind of reflect on it every other month or something, just kind of like take a peek at it and like make sure I'm on track. I also had big purchase ideas on here. I had new couch, new floor, and new car. We did get a new couch and we got a new car this year. We did not get a new floor. New floor is gonna be, when that happens, it's gonna be amazing. Number one, Chris doesn't really think we need a new floor because we're at a stage where our kids are kind of tearing up the floor, but that's the whole point. I wanna get like laminate floor where the dog claws don't get on it, and if water spills, it doesn't get messed up. There's so many stains on our hardwood floor from water and kid stuff and claws, like dog claws. The floor is really bad, but that's like a whole, it's gonna be expensive, number one. It's gonna be time consuming. We're gonna have to get all the furniture out of the house somehow. It's gonna be a big to-do. So I'm not really sure when that's gonna happen, but I'm pretty proud of the other big purchases that we've made because they were all paid in full and we like saved up and actually paid for them. So I'm really proud of that. So on to 2021. I don't want this video to be super long, and I feel like I have a lot to explain. Not explain, but a lot to chat about because I'm kind of doing things different this year. So I'm gonna go through my resolutions. I'm doing things different, like I said, because for some reason this January, I just haven't wanted to have any resolutions. I don't want to be like held accountable to anything. Like I said before, I don't really beat myself up over the resolutions, but they're always in the back of my head. They're always there. Like the date nights with Chris, although I'm very grateful that we did do 12 date nights, it did seem like a month, like the end of the month was coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, we never had a date night. And then we just like squeezed one in. I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to have like pressure to get stuff done. I don't know. So I think that's why a lot of people don't do resolutions, but I still am going to write some things down on here and try to like just have them in the back of my head, like I said, but they're not like too specific. So get in shape, that's one. I'm done with the number. Like last year I had 15 pounds. That was way too stressful on me, and it was like I wanted to have that 15 pounds gone. Now I just want to get in shape and I want to feel good. And so that's my goal now, is just to feel healthy. Right now I feel really sluggish. I feel like I could lose a few pounds, but I'm not going to look at the number. I'm just going to feel healthy, eat healthy, and get in shape where I feel like I'm like strong and my body is like capable. I don't know of what, but capable. With that, another one is become flexible. When I told Chris this, he's like, oh, that's good. You're gonna become flexible like with last minute ideas. I'm like, no, I'm not becoming flexible with my to-do list and things like that. I mean actual like flexibility with like my body. I was a dancer my whole life. I've always been super flexible, but I've lost it in the last few years, and it makes me feel like, it doesn't make me feel like I'm in very good shape. I want to feel really flexible. I want to get that flexibility back. I want to be able to do the splits and things like that. For nobody specific, I just feel like when my body is flexible, I feel healthier. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm a dancer and that's just how my body feels. I'm sure there's other people who have never been flexible before and they feel healthy and good. But for me, I want to be flexible. I want to be flexible in my arms, my legs, my whole body. So I'm really going to try to like, if I don't work out every day, I'm going to try to do like stretches and things like that pretty much every day. I know that's like a weird one, but that kind of goes with the get in shape thing. I also have on here church regulars. I'm pretty sure we only went to church twice in 2020, which is sad and embarrassing, but that's because of COVID. Our church did open back up, but we just didn't feel safe about going, and we still don't feel very safe about going. So when I wrote this down, church regulars, we have been doing the virtual church. Like we can watch church on the computer from the church that we actually attend, but it's just not the same. And the kids aren't in church with us anyways when they go, but they do go to like their Sunday school class or whatever while we're in church, and they're not getting any of that now. So and when we watch church here at home, they're just running around crazy, and then we get distracted, and it's just not the same. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to become church regulars by the end of 2021. And that's like our kids getting used to going every week, and we're going every week and stuff like that. So get back into the swing of things with that. Along that same lines, I want to read my Bible more. Like I said, I did the 365 days of devotions last year. I absolutely loved that. And there were obviously scriptures and verses in that book, in that devotion, but I never actually picked the Bible up and read the Bible. I did in the beginning of the year. I would look at the verse in the devotion, and I would go to my Bible and I would like write little notes next to it. But I think I only did that like 2 or 3 months, and I stopped, and I only was looking at the devotion. So I want to read my Bible more. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna find like a guide or something like that, or how I'm gonna do that. I haven't decided, and I'm not gonna pressure myself to do it every single day. I'm just gonna do it when I feel led to and when I feel like I need it, and hopefully that's a lot, because I don't wanna just do it like once a month. I wanna do it at least once a week, twice a week. During my morning quiet time, I do pray every single morning, every single night, and I have time with God, but the whole Bible thing is different, so I can learn and teach my kids and things like that. Okay, now that I'm looking at my list of resolutions, I'm starting to see that there's like groups of stuff, like get in shape and become flexible, be church regulars and read the Bible. And then now the last two are learn more about the kids and slow down. I know this sounds weird, and I couldn't think of like another way to like write it down, like learn more about my kids. I should know everything about my kids, and I feel like I do, but I also feel like I want to know more. I want to ask them more questions. I want to like talk to them one-on-one. It kind of goes with last year, like the 1 date per month, but I'm not holding myself to that. But it's more like learn what they love, because I always feel like I'm clumping them together, like all 3 of them together, and just assuming they all like the same things, assuming they all like the same show, assuming they all like the same movie, assuming they all like the same food. And I do know their differences, but I feel like I want to spend more quality time with each one individually, whether that's just at bedtime, like a little bit more time with Piper one night at bedtime, like we did before, like having little sleepovers with the kids and just like chatting, things like that, where I can like learn more about them as an individual. And as like their personalities are growing so much right now, I just feel like they're at a perfect age where I can like learn more about them. And they're not just like toddlers running around like copying everybody. They're actually having things that they like and things that they want to do and their own little thoughts. So that's one. And then the other thing is slow down. I feel like you would think in 2020 that I slowed down because we were quarantined, and I feel like in a way that I did, and that's kind of why it's on my resolutions for this year. And just like, again, it's going to just be a reminder up on my bulletin board to slow down. I've mentioned it before on here about like my to-do lists and how it can freak me out sometimes, all the things that I have to get done in a day. And I just want to slow down. I want to remind myself that it's okay that if not everything gets done, and just to take like one day at a time and not just like freak out about everything that's on the list and getting this and that done. And as the kids are getting older, we're driving here, we're driving there, we have this planned and that planned. And I guess I could say like I want to say no to things more, and I want to say yes to family time more and slow down. So I will bring you guys along with that journey and let you guys know how that goes throughout the year and what I'm learning. And I don't really know how I'm going to do it. I just know that I want to slow down. So I'm going to write that down. So that's it for my resolutions. Again, I didn't want to have like specific things to like freak myself out, like, oh, I need to do this by this month or this many pounds, like things like that. I didn't want to do that. So that's kind of how my resolutions are different this year. I also have a bunch of things written down for like big purchases or trips. I feel like everybody wants to do trips this year because nobody really went on many trips during 2020. We did go to a few places in 2020 that were safe for us, like our mountain house. That was actually our mountain house. We went on a family vacation where we were just our little like quarantine bubble of family, went down to Florida and we stayed at that house the entire time, things like that. But we want like bigger trips this year. So I wrote a solo trip with Chris. I feel like Chris and I, we liked the date night thing, but I feel like we need like an actual trip together, whether it's like 2 or 3 days or a week or where we go. I have no idea, whether it's somewhere fancy or somewhere just like close by, like a staycation. Our 10-year anniversary is in 2021. So I feel like we want to do something big, but we'll just see what happens with COVID and our schedule and things like that. So, and it's kind of hard to find somebody that'll watch 3 kids for that amount of time. So we really do have to plan it out in advance. So that's one thing. Another thing is another Disney trip. We love Disney. We've had Disney passes in the past, and part of us kind of feels like we're Disneyed out. Like, oh, we have other like places that we want to take the kids, but Piper is at the perfect age right now for Disney. She's into the princesses, and the last time we went to Disney, she was, how old was she? She had just turned 3 maybe, or she was like about to turn 3 or just turned 3. So she was really young, and I don't really think she remembers it. So I feel like 4 and 5 that's what she's going to be this year. 4, and she'll turn 5 in July, is the perfect time to squeeze in Disney at that age. So we're going to squeeze in Disney one more time this year, hopefully. And not one more time, but one more time, because we used to go all the time, but one more time before we try to do any other trips with the kids. But knowing us, we'll be back to Disney a lot, but that's on our list as well. New floors is still on the list. Again, I put it on there, but it's just going to be a whole long process. So maybe we'll get the process started in 2021. I don't know. And we really just need to bite the bullet, but I have to get Chris on board for it as well. I put house updates. There are a lot of little updates that we want to do on the house, a lot of DIY projects that we need money for, and some that are that you don't need money for. So I want to concentrate on making this house like how I want it. I usually go room to room. This master bedroom, I did like a whole redo about 2 years ago, I think, or 1 year ago, I don't know. But I loved doing it that way, where I just did the whole room all at once. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm gonna try to do each room all at once. Right now, I'm going and organizing all the rooms one by one. And so then after that, I can go and like see what each room needs as far as updates and go room by room. That's the plan. This video is going really long, so I'm gonna quickly go through my work stuff. A lot has changed in 2020 as far as my YouTube business goes. I keep doing this because some people count their YouTube career as like an actual job, and it is an actual job for a lot of people. And it is a job for me. It's something that I have to plan out. It's stuff that takes up my time, but it's something that I also love doing. And so some of you might have noticed I used to have a cleaning channel, and I haven't posted on there for probably 6 months or so. It was too much for me, and it wasn't I wasn't loving it. It was actually getting more views than this channel. It was making more money than this channel, but I didn't love it, and I wanted to only do what I loved. And so I'm concentrating more on this channel for that reason. That's not to say I will never go back to that channel. That's why I didn't delete it. But for now, I just don't feel called to do that. I don't feel like that's what I want to do, and I'd rather do this. So this is going to be not as rigid as it was in the past as far as like when I post things, what I'm posting. This year, I'm concentrating on only posting things that I want to post or that I want to share, and to get to know you guys more. It's really hard to get to know you guys because my comments are shut off, and I don't think they're ever coming back. So I feel like that's been something that's holding me back as well, because sometimes I put up videos, and since I don't get comments, unless somebody comes over to Instagram and says like, oh, I saw your video and this and this and this, I get no feedback. So I'm like, did they like it? I mean, people give it thumbs ups, people give it thumbs downs. I don't know if people like the video. I don't know what they thought about it. I don't know, like, if I ever ask for advice in a video, I don't ever get advice. So it's been tough in that way. So that's why I'm really just gonna focus on sharing what I want to share and what I feel comfortable sharing. That way, if people don't like it, they can unsubscribe, but I know that I'm making it for me and not for you guys. I love you guys, but I don't want to only have the mindset of making videos that I know people will want to watch and I know will get views. That's not what I'm about anymore. And so that's really what I'm going to focus on in 2021. For the past 5 years, I think I've gone back and forth with that. Like, should I make what I want to make, or should I make what I know will get the views? Like the cleaning channel. I know those will get the views, and I know I'll make money with those videos. But then it just felt like I was doing something that I didn't want to do. It was a chore to get the camera out and film me cleaning. That's not to say I'm not going to do a cleaning video on this channel. I did one, like a clean and decorate during Christmas. But I didn't want to be doing one once a week. It just wasn't what I wanted to do. So I hope that's making sense. I hope I'm not sounding like super selfish, but it's just been a challenge with the no comments and figuring out what I'm doing. Like, who am I and what am I on YouTube? There are a ton of other channels on here, obviously, millions of other channels, and people can watch whatever they want. So I'm just gonna film whatever I want, share whatever I want, and if you guys wanna follow along, great, I love that. I do wish more people would come chat with me over on Instagram. I do have a select few of you guys that comment almost all the time on my pictures, comment almost all the time like in my DMs, or share your thoughts and opinions with me over on Instagram about a video. You'll be like, hey, I watched this in this video and this is what I think. And those just warm my heart. I have like a smile on my face for the rest of the day, because like I said, it's a lot harder for you guys to come over from YouTube over to Instagram to specifically message me than it is to just like scroll down during the video and type a comment. That's super easy to do. So I know that when you do come over to Instagram and chat with me, that you really wanted to do that because it takes a few more steps. So I really, really appreciate that. And if you guys, I want to get to know you guys too. So if you guys have been thinking about messaging me or want to message me, definitely do that over on Instagram. It's House of Hunts Vlogs. I'll have it here for you guys. So I also want to be informative on Instagram. I wanted to say that too. I feel like all I post on Instagram is just about me and my family, which that's what I do. Like that's what I love and that's what I do and that's what I'm about. That's who I am. But I also want to inform you guys and like tell you guys like my tips and my tricks and what I'm doing at home and what I'm cooking and how I'm saving money here. And since I have the swipe up now, I want to share more links with you guys of things that I love, stuff like that. So I'm going to really try as well to do that because I feel like right now you guys are kind of just coming along with my day, which some of you guys might like, but I want you to have a purpose to follow me on Instagram as well. So I'm going to share lots of stuff on there. I'm going to try. So that's another resolution for me as far as my work stuff goes. So thank you guys for watching. I know I rushed through that ending. I feel like this video is super duper long. I've had to shut it off a few times. I love you guys so much. I'm so thankful for all of you guys. I hope this year is amazing. I hope I come on here in January of 2022 and I'm just talking about how great the year was and how I did all my things and I was intentional about all the things that I had planned. And I hope that you guys are too. I hope that you guys are focused and ready for a good year. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Thank you. Love you.